And what's good with y'all, man? It's your boy Tick, aka Game Fanatic, the Michael Jordan Game, and also the Rebel YouTube Underground. I'm back with yet another video. And look, I was going to do a totally different video today, man, but I had to put that one in the back because I saw the most ignorant video ever, and it was linked to me on Twitter, yo, and I had to do a response to it. You know how I am. I know some of y'all gonna be like, man, Tick, you shouldn't have to respond to ignorance like that, but look, I like responding to stuff like that. Like, I like the whole arguments and debate type deal. So this ain't no, beef or nothing. I don't have no beef with this dude. I don't even really know him like that. I only seen like 2 vids of his. The one I just saw was one of them. So it's not a beef or nothing like that, but he was pretty much saying a whole bunch of ignorance. And by the way, I'm playing Loadout right here, a PC exclusive to the PC, and it looks great, don't it? It looks really good, doesn't it? Now, with that being said, it might, it could go to the PlayStation 4 down the line because, PlayStation is snagging all our our exclusives, for their library. They already took PlanetSide 2, they took Warframe, so they might take this somewhere down the line. They took War, whatever that War. What was that game I played? That was a shooter. I forgot what that game was called, but they took that too. So they might take this when it gets a little popular. But anyway, I had to do a response to this dude, man. He was saying a lot of stuff that I couldn't agree with. It was like, I think one thing that I agreed with in his video, but other than that, everything else was just pure nonsense. So like I was saying, yo, it ain't no beef or nothing like that, because I don't know you like that. I ain't trying to beef on no internet, because I don't know if you in the hate community or nothing like that. I ain't trying to do all that beef and nonsense, but I just got I gotta make sure you come correct. This is just to educate you, like you said in your videos, to educate. So let's get it started. So the dude video, man, HHG, if you guys know who he is, he was talking about consoles and PC, and he was saying, the pros and the cons. But the whole video sounded like a console fanboy rant going in on PC and trying to find as many negatives that he could find on a PC. A lot of negatives that he said was wrong. Like I said, the only thing I could agree with what he said is that PC doesn't always win, and the reason is because most people play on the consoles. It's easier to get, it's easier to play. You don't have to go through the whole building process. You don't have to know anything about how computer stuff works. It's there, it's ready to go. Boom, that's all you need. So I could agree with him on that, and that's why they get a lot of exclusives and stuff like that, because that's where the biggest market is. But the thing is, the PC market is starting to grow. A lot of people starting to see the PC and starting to see how good the graphics look and stuff like that, and how it performs. Because he was talking about, tech isn't always good. PC has the tech, but consoles give you performance. When, to be honest with you, the PC gives you the better performance. I mean, console's still struggling to get 60 frames per second at 1080p, and I'm pointing at the PlayStation, and it's not even legit. It's not even legit 1080p. If you remember the video where, or the article where they talked about Killzone wasn't even legit 1080p. It was like 900 by 1080p, which is something weird. So it's not legit 1080p, and it was still getting frame drops and stuff like that. We don't get that on the PC. If you got a good rig, you run those games at 1080p, 60 frames per second, locked. And that's if you have VSync on. If you have VSync on, you might have like 120 frames per second or 180, depending on how great your rig is. So we don't have that issue. So he mentioned 2 titles, all right? So he mentioned Tomb Raider and NBA 2K on the next gen consoles and how they compare to the PC version. Okay, so he mentioned how the PC version of Tomb Raider came out. It looked good. It showed tessellation and all that stuff, and it was nice. But then he goes and say, it comes out on the PS4, and it's the definitive version, which is really not the definitive version. I'm doing that quote figure thing John Turkey do. It's not the definitive version. First of all, it barely can hold 60 frames per second on the PS4. All they did was change her face and added some smoke to the game. They didn't change any texture. They didn't add more textures or nothing. They just changed her face and added more smoke. Mind you, if they would have put this on the PC, it would have been maxed out at 60 frames. It wouldn't have been an issue. But this joint was struggling. It was struggling to get 30 frames per second on the PS4. And another thing about that is it was all a gimmick. Both of these games are gimmicks because he mentioned 2K and how it looked on the next gen consoles. If you want to sell your next gen console, right? If you want to sell the next gen console, why not make that one look better than on the PC? Especially when you know most people play 2K and stuff on the consoles than on PC anyway. So what you're going to do is you're going to make it look better, not worry about the PC version because a lot of people don't play it. And that's the issue with a lot of the games not being too good on the PC. Like he said, Need for Speed. It's because the developers, they are lazy and they don't work on the PC as much because the PC, not a lot of people play the games on the PC. So they go, oh, well, all we got to do is just port this over. They don't really fix the coding or anything, and they just port it over to the PC. And it has a bunch of issues because of that. So then he went on to talk about how, games didn't look as great in the past. And when you look at the next gen console, you're like, wow, this is amazing. And it shouldn't be that way because the PC should have been able to do that in the past. And he said in 2011 and all that good stuff. So let's show some games that came out in 2011 on the PC that looks just like the next gen consoles, if not better. First off, we got Crysis 2. Crysis 2 came out in 2011. It came out on the last gen consoles and the PC. Now, I played it on the Xbox 360 first before I played it on the PC, and I could tell you it looks way better on the PC, and you can tell just by looking at the screen. It looks amazing. You can just look at it and see that is what the next-gen consoles are trying to do, but notice I'm running at 60 frames per second. It probably wouldn't run at 60 frames per second at legit 1080p on the next-gen consoles. If they do that 970-something p, then yeah, it'll do that, or 970, 1080p, whatever they were doing on Killzone, then yeah, it probably can run it at 60 frames the whole time. Won't look as great, but it will. And then we can look at games like Batman Arkham City, another game, released on October 4th, 2011. Has DirectX 11 on it, and you can see by the graphics it looks way better than the consoles. It looks like what you would consider next gen. You see what I'm saying, yo? And like I said, yo, this ain't no beef to you or nothing like that, man. I'm just educating you, son. Like, oh, this ain't no beef, bro. I'm just educating you right now because you just said a whole bunch of nonsense in your video, and I have to make sure you come correct next time. Don't come at PCs if you don't know what you're talking about, buddy, because I will eat you up. Shots fired. But that's all I'm saying, man. Look, this is all fun and games, man. But like I said, 2011, both of these titles came out, and as you can see, the graphics look amazing. This is what you console gamers have just gotten to. We've had this forever. Since 2011, 2010, we've already had these graphics. And the problem is why you don't see anything newer now is because the consoles were holding the PC back. They do this all the time. They hold them back because the developers aren't going to add too many crazy graphics while the consoles are that close because they're lazy. So they wait for the consoles to catch up, and then once that happens, we're going to get way better graphics. So now they're already showing tech engines of different techs for different engines like the Unreal Engine and things like that to make things a lot better. So it's going to get way better looking on the PC. So last thing he talked about was games not coming out for the PC and stuff like that, like Grand Theft Auto 5, for example. Okay, like I said, this goes back to the consoles having the most heads on the system, and they're going to cater to that first. Now they may come out with GTA sometime this year. You don't know, and it might look ridiculously amazing. They might come out for the PC and the next gen consoles. We don't know what Rockstar's doing. And like I said, it might look amazing. It's going to look way better than last gen, especially if it comes on the PC. And with even games that are multi-plats on the PC, let's say Battlefield 4, if you watch reviews or review channels that have all the consoles and the PC, they will all say it still looks better on the PC. The resolution is still better. You see more textures on the PC than you do on the next gen console, the PS4 and the Xbox One. So yeah, PC still dominating on that because of the tech is a lot better, and it gives you that performance. It performs better. Lastly, the last thing, because this is getting long, I'm at 9 minutes and everything. Last thing he asked was for you to name, and I always say last thing before, but whatever. This is the last thing. So he asked you to name an exclusive on a PC because he thinks there's no exclusives on the PC. All right, that looks better than The Order or Infamous Second Son. So here you go. I'm gonna name some for you. All right, you got Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2. Now this is a really big open world MMO game that has a bigger world than both of those games, and it still looks better. Let's go to another one. Armor 3. Armor 3 looks better than both of those games, hands down. And that's another huge open world first person shooter game. Way bigger, and it looks way better than Infamous and The Order put together. And you know what? People can run that game at 60 frames per second. Just want to point that out. You know, they can run it past 60 frames per second. So I'm gonna need you to look that up. Type in, you know, on YouTube, Mr. HHG. You know, type in on YouTube Armor 3 maxed out or something like that, and look at the game, the footage that people put up, maxed out. Look at Guild Wars 2, maxed out. Look at stuff like that. And see how it looks, because these console games, yeah, they caught up, but a lot of them don't even run the legit resolution. First of all, second of all, a lot of their settings aren't as high as a PC. Like when it comes to anti-aliasing, which gets rid of all the jagged lines and stuff like that, where you don't see that. They don't even have it at, you know, they have it probably at ×2 at the most. When on PC you can go to ×8, you can go to MSAA ×12, you can go to what is it, CXAA ×12. Is different types you can set it to. See what I'm saying? So yeah, man, let me end this video because we about to hit 11 minutes. Now I don't want to be talking that long, but yo, you gotta come correct, man. Don't come shooting shots at PC, man, if you don't really know what you're talking about, man. But it's your boy Tick. Leave some comments in the comment section if you will agree with me or if you agree with him. And I'm out. Peace out.